Leading an office with a global mandate means that we assess the prevalence of hate speech on a global scale. The strategic vision of the UN strategy and plan of action on hate speech is to give to the United Nations room and resources to address hate speech, which poses a threat to United Nations principles, values, and programs in line with international human rights norms and standards, and in particular, the right to freedom of opinion and expression. We need to know more to act more effectively. This calls for coordinated data collection and research, including on the root causes, drivers, and conditions conducive to hate speech. I know that hateful narratives constitute a challenge globally. Therefore, we work with UN entities, governments, civil society, new and traditional media, including tech and social media companies, and other relevant actors to counter and address hate speech. Hate speech is one of the most visible risk factors for genocide and other atrocity crimes. My office analyzes information on risks of genocide with our main tool, the Framework of Analysis of Atrocity Crimes. A key element of early warning in this case is the presence of hate speech. There is no international legal definition of hate speech, and the characterization of what is hateful is controversial and disputed. International law prohibits the incitement to discrimination, hostility, and violence. Incitement is a very dangerous form of speech because it explicitly and deliberately aims at triggering discrimination, hostility, and violence, which may also lead to or include terrorism or atrocity crimes. Hate speech that does not reach the threshold of incitement is not something that international law requires states to prohibit. It is important to underline that even when not prohibited, hate speech may be harmful. It all begins with words and a system-wide commitment to counter it. Tackling the root causes and drivers of hate speech, as well as its impact on victims and societies, more broadly requires a coordinated response across United Nations areas of operations. We reflect on the progress of our commitments each 18th of June, the International Day for Countering Hate Speech. The General Assembly resolution, which proclaimed it, invited all member states, organizations, and agencies of the United Nations system, other international and regional organizations and civil society organizations, non-governmental organizations, academic institutions, the private sector, individuals, and other relevant stakeholders to observe the International Day for Countering Hate Speech. I invite you to join the action to counter hate speech every day, everywhere, because hate is taught and it can be fought.